David Goggins, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me, brother. Thank you. I'm not one that likes to hear himself talk a lot. I'm about action, and action means less talking and more doing. So that's where I've been.
What is that smoke jumping stuff?
So basically, it's, you know about wildland firefighting, about when the forest has fires. There's a lot of times there's roads and there's access to get there. So these, you know, whether it be a hotshot crew or whatever, these different crews who come in by vehicle, they can get into the fire that way. What a smoke jumper is you can't get a vehicle into that place. It is a spot where it's tight. There's no vehicles, there's no access. So they'll send us in there, smoke jumpers, jump out of airplanes, and we'll land in these really tight, small drop zones with all of our gear, and we'll put the fire out.
How do you take water in?
We jump out. So everything is...
Hang on, you're jumping out of a...
airplane, parachute.
With backpacks of water, like a camel pack type thing?
So we'll jump out, we'll have this, it's called a ditty pack, and it sits in, you know, it sits like by your waist, you know,
Yep.
on your legs area when you jump out, and that has a lot of your gear. But what happens is once you jump out, the aircraft will go lower and will push out all the rest of your gear, your water pumps.
Oh, and that'll get airdropped in
Yeah.
with its own little parachutes.
Right.
Right, got you.
So a lot of our main gear gets dropped into us. And then we're out there for several days until the fire is put out by us and only us.
That's insane.
It's insane, yeah.
Why do you do that?
Well, when I left the military, I'm always looking for more. I'm always looking for what's the next thing for myself. How can I grow? And that right there was the next thing for me. You know, I didn't want to sit back and, you know, just enjoy my retirement from the military. There's no growth in that. So I decided to go out and do this. So
You jump out of an airplane with a team. You get your kit also parachuted out of the back. You're now in the middle of an area where there's no evac, there's no vehicles that can come and get you. There's a fire. You need to put the fire out, and you don't stop until you're done.
that's it. Sometimes there is a way to get out, but a lot of times it's just, you know, if someone gets hurt on the jump, a lot of times we have to build, like cut down a bunch of trees so a helicopter can come in, land, and get them out. And then when the fire's out, you patrol the fire, make sure there's no more hot spots, make sure everything is black and wet, because we literally wet the whole area down. So there's no hot spots. And then when that's all done, we'll demob, which means we'll clean up all the stuff, all our hoses, you know, we'll pack up all our stuff, and then we'll get out of there.
Did you ask to be paid for this?
I get about, I think the pay is about 12 to 15 bucks an hour. So, and what's funny about it, man, like when I first started doing this job, people didn't know that, you know, I'm actually successful in business, and didn't realize that I was like basically turned down millions of dollars to do this job, and they can continue thinking it
To make 15 bucks an hour.
to make 15 bucks an hour. So yeah, but you know, like I said, for me, the whole money part of it, it's not what it's about. I'm all about that growth, and that growth isn't in these massive paychecks for speaking to corporations, stuff like that. The growth for me is in that $12 to $15 an hour when you're out there and it's like 20 degrees and you're freezing your ass off and you're thinking, you know what? I don't need to be here anymore. And you start questioning yourself why you're here. And there's a lot of growth in that.